Aston Villa have broken the deadlock here, and Liam Rossinia's side are going to have to respond. So Tyrone Mings will give it to Morgan Rogers. Here is Amadou Onana. He'll go back to Tyrone Mings. Mings will go all the way back now to Emi Martinez. And now it's Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa will give it to Matty Cash. He will go long. There is Joel Hato up in the air. Oh, it's Enzo Fernandez on the ball. Fernandez loses it. Referee spotted a foul, so he will just blow his whistle as Enzo Fernandez is brought down. Just get back up onto his feet. Does Enzo Fernandez. So a little bit sore. He'll be okay to continue, you imagine. You're on Hato on the ball. He'll go back to Trevor Chalobah. Oh, it's Chalobah on it. Go back to Philip Jorgensen. Jorgensen to Cole Palmer. Palmer will play it out to the left side. That's Alejandro Garnacho now. Coming forward for Chelsea. Plenty of attacking movement. Garnacho towards the far post. It's Pedro and it's Martinez with the save. Repelling the effort from Joao Pedro, who is looking for his 12th Premier League goal of the season. That is a remarkable stop by the World Cup winner, Emi Martinez, diving to his right side, getting a good, strong right wrist on the ball to push it away. But it's a good response from Rossinia's side as Joao Pedro tries to send it inside to Malo Gusto, and there is the goal scorer Douglas Luiz able to boot it out for an Aston Villa defend the corner now that Chelsea are going to have. But what a ball in that was from Alejandro Garnacho. He just stood it up to the far post. There was Joao Pedro, and his header inside was well saved by Emi Martinez. Now it's Ian Matson. He takes a loose touch on it. So the ball came in, so it goes out for what will be another corner here. So it's going to be a corner for Chelsea out on that far side. Enzo Fernandez to take the corner for Chelsea. We'll just dink it forward. Goes all the way through without touching any player. Hato will try and keep it alive, but he's competing for the ball with Emi Buendia. He's able to find Enzo Fernandez. Now Cole Palmer on the edge of the box. Reece James out on the right flank. Oh, he could have been fouled there, but the referee, Jared Gillett, straight away waves it away. And then it comes up to Ollie Watkins, and as Watkins is trying to take on Joel Hato, he is caught. Jared Gillett is saying, hold on, we will be checking that. Stockley Park will be having a good look at it. For me, it looked a clear-cut penalty. Reece James cut inside, and Ian Matson just looked like he tripped him up. Oh, maybe he's gone down a little bit too easily. A little bit of play acting from Reece James. He catches him, does Matson, but does James initiate the contact? Does James need to jump down to the floor and grab hold of his shin? Probably not. Jared Gillett's confirmed that VAR have had a look at it and said, no, too soft, get back up onto your feet, Reece James. And it has been waved away, so no penalty for Aston Villa on this occasion. I think it's one of those. If the referee gives it, it's not going to get overturned. The referee doesn't give it, it also won't get overturned. Liam Rossinia is asking the question to the fourth official down there. He's shaking his head, he looks bemused, but I don't think he could have any major complaints. Yes, there was contact, but ultimately when Reece James is theatrically going to jump down to the floor like that, you could say that he's trying to con the referee. So Buendia will give it to Ian Matson. Buendia was in an offside position from the free kick, suggested from the assistant referee on this near side, raising his flag straight away. We can tell you about an opening goal in the game between Brighton, Hove Albion and Arsenal, and it's Bukayo Saka who has put the table toppers in the lead. 9 minutes into the game, it's Saka with his 6th Premier League goal of the season. And I've got all the screens in front of me here, and tell you what, Bart Verbruggen will be desperately disappointed with his part to play in that goal. So back in play here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 0. What a night of football we have in front of us. Not just these 4 games, but also Newcastle United against Manchester United. You can catch it. We are covering all of the games tonight, including Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow night, who host Crystal Palace in a London derby. Maybe I've been a little bit harsh with the strike from Bukayo Saka, because I've seen it back. It's taken a little flick off a Brighton player and wrong-footed the goalkeeper Verbruggen. So, Chalobah will give it to Wesley Fofana in the Villa half. It's Malo Gusto. They'll come back into the Chelsea half now. Here is Wesley Fofana on the ball. He'll come back to Trevor Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez. All the way back to Wesley Fofana. There is Wesley Fofana. We'll give it to Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho out to the right side with Fofana. Cut off. Now it comes to Morgan Rogers. He gets his first touches of the game. Comes into Ollie Watkins, who's able to spin, turn. He's brought down by Wesley Fofana. Once again, complaints will go into the direction of the man in blue. Wesley Fofana just returning from suspension after receiving a red card in the game against Burnley, where they were disappointing in a 1-1 draw at Turf Moor. Chelsea should have been much better in that game, in truth. So as it stands, Villa will jump into 3rd place and will go 9 points clear of Chelsea. So Douglas Luiz with a free kick. Gives it out to Ian Matson on the left side. He will hang it up. Good goalkeeping by the man in all luminous yellow tonight. Philip Jorgensen comes out and collects it. He'll roll it out to Yoel Hato. He'll go back to Trevor Chalobah. He'll give it Reece James. Reece James out to Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto will lose it, and now it's Chelsea. We'll just send it down the line. Kept in play by Morgan Rogers. Rogers will give it to Ian Matson. Matson out to Douglas Luiz. He will dink it forward into Morgan Rogers. Matson will head it back. Cole Palmer will head it down to Malo Gusto. He's intercepted, and it will be a throw. Unai Emery animated as always. So is Liam Rossini, shouting out instructions. Very animated down there. So it'll be a throw to be taken by Malo Gusto. So Gusto will throw it forward. It'll come to Ian Matson. Matson will go back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Emi Martinez. He'll clip it forward. Here is Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey will come down the right flank. Now it's Ollie Watkins. Watkins will give it to Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz will find Amadou Onana. There is Buendia. Buendia to Matty Cash. Cash back inside to Buendia. Buendia tries to nutmeg Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez can come out to the left side. Here is Alejandro Garnacho. Good tackle going in by Amadou Onana. Diving in. Good strong challenge, getting the touch ahead of Garnacho. Goes out for what will be a throw. Garnacho just tried to take on Onana. It looked like it actually came off Garnacho. He definitely won the ball, did Amadou Onana. Throw to be taken by Yoel Hato. Hato will just launch it forward. Ezri Konsa follows the run of Joao Pedro, knocks it out of play. It goes back to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez will go all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. Reece James, back to Jorgensen. Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah to Enzo Fernandez. Chalobah back to the goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen. And here is Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah on it. We'll just receive it from Yoel Hato. Yoel Hato will go back to Philip Jorgensen. Rhys James will clip it over the top towards Marlo Gusto. Took a touch at his feet, fired across, and Emi Martinez is out to collect the ball. Martinez will roll it out to Ezri Konsa. There's Konsa on the ball. He'll go back to Martinez. Martinez will once again give it Konsa on the edge of the box. There's Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings will give it Ian Matson. Matson will play it forward up towards Ollie Watkins. Watkins is able to spin and turn. And now it's Cole Palmer who'll carry it forward for Chelsea. Alejandro Garnacho on the left flank will lay it off for Palmer, and Martinez has to push it away. A quarter of an hour into the game, despite Aston Villa being in front, Emi Martinez has been the busier of the two goalkeepers. And it was Palmer with a decent strike at goal. And it took a little deflection off the goal scorer Douglas Luiz, and Emi Martinez just had to push it away. So Aston Villa have left 4 players up at this corner. This is an interesting tactic to protect Emi Martinez, and Liam Rossinho has gone absolutely ballistic because Chelsea were only leaving 3 back. So corner now will come in with only about 7 players in there. That is a really interesting tactic. Konsa and I think it's Wesley Fofana who have clashed heads. They're both down, so I think the medical staff are going to be invited on just to check on the 2 players. But that is an interesting tactic because week on week on week we're seeing 6-yard boxes being packed out, and Emi Martinez is one of the goalkeepers who struggled with the physicality in coming and claiming the balls. So Unai Emery, what has he told his players? He's gone and told not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 players to go and stand on the halfway line. So Chelsea have to send 4 players back, which is something we've not seen enough of. And Chelsea then can only leave 4 players in the 18-yard box, and I wonder why we don't see more of that. It infuriates supporters when teams take all the players back and don't leave an outlet, because ultimately you have to leave a player back. And Rossinho went absolutely ballistic down there because at the start Chelsea only had 3 players back. So we will be bringing you FA Cup action this weekend, to which I'm sure you'll be looking forward to. Chelsea travel to Wrexham. Wrexham are currently flying high in the Championship. Only a few years ago were a non-league side, now hosting Chelsea in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Of course, Aston Villa out of the competition after losing to Newcastle United in the last round. Some other interesting games: Mansfield Town of League One hosting Arsenal, Port Vale of League One hosting Sunderland. We've also got Championship visitors Norwich to Ellen Road as they take on Leeds United. Southampton of the Championship take on Fulham. And we've also got a rematch of that excellent game we got last night, which, well, it was dreadful for 75 minutes, but the last 20 minutes or so were absolutely outstanding, as Wolverhampton Wanderers beat Liverpool 2-1, which was a big result in the European race. So Ezri Konsa and Wesley Fofana, the 2 centre-backs, just having to come off the pitch here. Thankfully both back onto their feet now. Not too much concern over those players. So Emi Martinez with the ball in his hands. He will give it to Ian Matson. He'll come inside to Douglas Luiz. He'll go all the way back to Tyrone Mings. Mings just on the edge of the box. Will launch it up for Watkins to go chasing. Will Watkins get there ahead of Rhys James? No, Rhys James does well alongside his England teammate, just barging him off, and Jared Gillett goes, "Come on fellas, get back onto the pitch." Of which Ezri Konsa and Wesley Fofana do. So I think Watkins may have just got in front of Reece James there. I think James may have just barged him from behind rather than shoulder to shoulder. They've got away with him. But Chelsea with it inside the 6-yard box. Here is Morgan Rogers. We'll play it inside for Douglas Luiz. Luiz will go all the way back. There is Tyrone Mings. Mings will boot it away. Decent. It'll just be a throw for Chelsea now. So it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper now, Philip Jorgensen, who's come in to replace Robert Sanchez. Now Trevor Chalobah on the ball. Comes to Wesley Fofana. Now back with Yoel Hato. Chalobah on the ball for Chelsea. We'll go all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. Now it's Reece James on the ball. Reece James will step forward, go out to the right side to Alejandro Garnacho. Now Trevor Chalobah can just bring the ball out of defence. We'll come to Yoel Hato out on this left side. Well, Hato back to Trevor Chalobah. There is Philip Jorgensen. Now it's Reece James into Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer will go all the way back. There is Chalobah. Chalobah will give it to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez will carry it forward. Come back to Chalobah. Ball over the top towards Cole Palmer. He's got in behind the Villa defence. He chops back inside, but it may have just taken a touch off Tyrone Mings. He's able to lay off Garnacho for the strike. And it's the captain, Ezri Konsa, with the block there. But Cole Palmer just flew behind the Villa defence there. It was a lofted ball over the top. And just as he was trying to get a shot away, I think it may have taken a touch off Tyrone Mings, which looks like it was just a crucial touch at the last second there. And then Garnacho eventually got the shot away, and it was Ezri Konsa with a crucial block. It will now be a corner for Liam Rossini's side, and it'll be interesting to see what they do now. Reece James to deliver in. Emi Martinez, comfortable for him. Chelsea can only send 4 players forward, so Emi Martinez will launch up towards Douglas Luiz. It's Morgan Rogers. Rogers to Emi Buendia. There is Onana. Matty Cash. Leon Bailey on it. Bailey will carry it forward. There's Yoel Hato. Now Fernandez will go back to Hato. Now Alejandro Garnacho. There's Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah out to Pedro. Pedro will touch it down. Go back. Hato. Chalobah will send it back to Philip Jorgensen. He'll play a cool pass into Moises Caicedo. And now Reece James can carry it forward for Chelsea. James into Fernandez. He can go back to Chalobah. Chalobah to Yoel Hato, and now Alejandro Garnacho. He's made his way over to the left side. He can run at Matty Cash here, can Garnacho. Garnacho will lay it off to Fernandez on the edge of the box. And it's comfortable for Emi Martinez, but that's already the 3rd shot on target for Chelsea. We're being treated to real scintillating stuff. A long ball over the top. Ollie Watkins is in behind, all by himself. And his strike goes into the hands of Philip Jorgensen. And now Jarrett Gillett will stop it because Wesley Fofana is down. Play carried on. As the ball went over the top for Ollie Watkins. Didn't see what happened actually. It was just a long punt forward by Martinez, and Fofana just went down to the ground, which allowed Watkins all in by himself. And he should have done better. Yes, Trevor Chalobah got back. And Chalobah maybe just made a little bit of contact on the shin, which made it a little bit more difficult for Watkins to get his strike away. And eventually it was a comfortable save for the Danish goalkeeper. The referee's had to stop the game, so Wesley Fofana will have to go off the pitch. He thinks he was fouled, but he went down incredibly easily there. And in the Premier League, where it's such a physical game over here in England, you've got to be stronger if you're in Wesley Fofana's position. He's someone that's been playing over here for many a year now. Joined Leicester City from Saint-Étienne in France before making the massive move over here, joining Chelsea for 69 million from the King Power Stadium, and there was not a lot in it. I don't think Ollie Watkins fouled him, and he may just be a little bit disappointed, Will Ollie Watkins, with his end product there, that he didn't get a second goal. So 1-0 here at Villa Park. It's 1-0 at the Amex as Arsenal leading against Brighton. Manchester City is still being held by Nottingham Forest, and Fulham still goalless with West Ham United at Craven Cottage. Ball will just be rolled out to Jorgensen. What a ball that is, out to the left side. Garnacho, but he slips. Gets back up onto his feet. Garnacho will send it across. Konsa will clear, and Leon Bailey will boot it away. And it'll go out for what will be a Chelsea throw. So Liam Rossini will collect the ball and then give it gusto. Just throw it down to James. And then it'll come back to Wesley Fofana. He'll go all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. There is the goalkeeper, Jorgensen. Comes all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. Jorgensen will give it to Trevor Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah will give it Enzo Fernandez. Now out to their left side, finds Joao Pedro, and just in the last 5 minutes, Chelsea have had 85% of the ball. Enzo Fernandez, well, that's a nice touch by Joao Pedro, but eventually does go into the path of Matty Cash. You can go all the way back to the goalkeeper in all red, Emi Martinez. Now it's Ian Maatsen. Maatsen out on the left flank. It's going to be picked up by Caicedo, but Caicedo will eventually knock it out of play, so it'll be a throw for the former Chelsea man, Ian Maatsen, who joined this summer from Stamford Bridge in a 37 million deal. It was his 13th start of the season. Luca Dean's made 16 starts, been sharing minutes really and rotating with the Europa League and the Cup action as well. And it may be a target of Unai Emery to go and win his 4th Europa League trophy. Aston Villa, that would guarantee a Champions League place for next season. Ian Maatsen will just boot it away. Picked up by Douglas Luiz. He'll eventually take a loose touch. So it'll be a throw for Chelsea. Picked up by Marlo Gusto. Gusto will play it across, and now Joao Pedro out to Alejandro Garnacho. Can come on to his right foot. He'll give it to Enzo Fernandez. Here is Moises Caicedo. Caicedo to Fernandez. Now Reece James. Into Moises Caicedo. It's out to the left flank now with Gusto. Gusto will give it to James. Cole Palmer on the edge of the box will turn back. They give it to James. All the way back to Wesley Fofana. Good noise coming now from the travelling supporters. There is Moises Caicedo. Switches it out to the left side to Alejandro Garnacho. Lovely touch taken by him. He'll pull it back to the edge of the box to Reece James. Great block by his England teammate Morgan Rogers, who got across. You know, Reece James is quality when running onto the ball in and around the edge of the box, but Morgan Rogers did really well just getting across there. Now it's with Philip Jorgensen. He'll give it to Trevor Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah to Joao Pedro. Here is Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez out to the left flank to Garnacho. Garnacho coming off the left wing. Comes in onto his right foot. He's going to send in a strike, but Cash gets a touch on it. Buendia will go back to Ezri Konsa. And not a good pass by Konsa into Leon Bailey. Now it's with Moises Caicedo. Early delivery in. Oh, it's awkward. Martinez puts it round the post eventually. Him and Ian Maatsen just almost ran into each other. Martinez stands up and says, what were you doing? Maatsen got in the way, wasn't sure whether to get a touch at it, and eventually Martinez just had to parry it around his post rather than claim it. I think it was the right decision. So if he just parried it out, it may have come off Maatsen. But this will be the 6th corner of the game inside the first half an hour. Yet to see the hosts actually take a corner. 4 Chelsea players in the box. Reece James to deliver it in. It's going to be headed away and booted away by Ian Maatsen. Now Douglas Luiz can send it over the top for Ollie Watkins, but out of his goal is Philip Jorgensen. That's good proactive goalkeeping by Jorgensen, who is out and able to boot it away. We can tell you that Manchester City have taken the lead against Nottingham Forest, and it's Antoine Semenyo once again with his 15th Premier League goal. We'll just break away here because Watkins inside the box, strike at goal, Jorgensen with the save. And half an hour into this game, this has been an absolutely exhilarating watch between 2 top quality sides. And that time it is excellent movement by Ollie Watkins getting in behind. It's a decent shot, decent height for the goalkeeper, and Philip Jorgensen was just able to get a forearm on the ball and push it over his crossbar. But now it will be a corner for Aston Villa. It comes to Ian Maatsen on the edge of the box. Ian Maatsen will give it to Morgan Rogers. Rogers will try and play it out to the left side. Now Garnacho will try and carry it forward for Chelsea. Runs at Matty Cash, and Cash catches him. And Matty Cash is going to be the first man in the referee's notepad. He complains in the direction of the Australian referee. Let's see it back now. Matty Cash. No, I'm not sure he can have too many complaints. Alejandro Garnacho was coming forward and Cash caught him. So it's just as I was telling you, Manchester City took the lead via Antoine Semenyo at home against Nottingham Forest. A volleyed strike after Ryan Cherky got down to the byline. So some entertaining action so far in the game. That's the 15th goal of the season for Antoine Semenyo. So here is Trevor Chalobah. He'll give it to Yorel Hato. Hato comes out to the left side to Alejandro Garnacho, intercepted by Matty Cash. Cash tries to take on Garnacho and he gets a touch on it, just stabs it out of play. Really exciting game of football we're seeing so far. So Cash over to take the throw. He'll come all the way back to Amadou Onana. And we'll go back to Ezri Konsa. Now it's the goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Martinez into Amadou Onana. A loose pass by Onana. Tries to play it into Ezri Konsa. Now Garnacho, give it to Yorel Hato. Goes out to the right side. Now Gusto will try and play it forward, but Ian Maatsen closest to him, and he's just able to stab it away. So it's going to be a throw for Chelsea, which will be taken by Marlo Gusto. Throws it into Joao Pedro, just unable to hold on to it is Pedro. And the ball will come all the way back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa back to Emi Martinez. Martinez will give it to Konsa. And challenged well by Enzo Fernandez. Goes back to Konsa. Konsa intercepted by Wesley Fofana. Now Villa breaking forward. It's Watkins out to the left flank. Now it's Morgan Rogers. Rogers, shot at goal. Jorgensen with the save. Down to his right side. But really good attacking incentive by the 23-year-old Morgan Rogers. It was Ian Maatsen carrying the ball forward for Villa. It came to Rogers on the left side of the box. And it was a comfortable save in the end by Philip Jorgensen, but Chelsea can break forward. Fernandes to Palmer, but Ian Maatsen with a last-ditch touch there. Cole Palmer will come back to Malo Gusto. Comes inside to Enzo Fernandez now. It's been very enjoyable, this game. Fernandez, well-timed ball, it looks like, to Gusto. He can pull it across to Joao Pedro. And Chelsea have got the equaliser in the game. He checks his shoulder to see if he was offside. But according to the assistant referee, he was not. And he gets an equaliser for the visitors here. And it's Joao Pedro who stabs home from point-blank range. Almost a like-for-like position to where Douglas Luiz scored the opener for Aston Villa. And in a really entertaining game of football, it is Joao Pedro with his 12th Premier League goal. Enzo Fernandez with a well-timed ball to Malo Gusto. It's poor defensive positioning by Ezri Konsa, who is too deep, and then Gusto was just able to fire it across goal, and Pedro slid it into the back of the net, almost a carbon copy in terms of his finish when he scored against Burnley in the 1-1 draw. And 35 minutes on the clock here. It's Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 1, and this time it's Liam Rossini's team turn, shall I say, to respond with a double-fisted celebration. And the Brazilian Joao Pedro has found his 12th Premier League goal. And it's just a lapse in concentration, it looks like, for Ezri Konsa, who just dropped a little bit too far back. Fernandez was able to play a delicious ball in behind for Malo Gusto, who was able to put it on a silver platter for Joao Pedro to slide home. But it has been breathless here at Villa Park. Really, really entertaining action. I'm going to bring you some of the stats now as there's just a stoppage in the game. We've seen 4 shots from Aston Villa, 9 shots from Chelsea. Both sides have had 4 shots on target each. Chelsea have dominated the ball with 67% of it. Really has been entertaining, and you've got to say, point is probably fair at the moment, but we've still got a long way to go. Here is Reece James. He'll go back to Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto can send it on to Joao Pedro, but Ezri Konsa is across, and that's a good touch by him. Comes into Amadou Onana now. He'll carry it forward for Villa. Onana will give it to Ian Maatsen. Maatsen can now come forward for Villa. Tries to play it inside for Morgan Rogers. Poor pass. Moises Caicedo, shall I say, to Yoel Hato. Yoel Hato will give it to Trevor Chalobah. Here is Reece James. James into Cole Palmer. Palmer with plenty of players ahead of him. Will go out to the right side. There is Gusto. Fires it across towards Pedro, who can give a toe on it, but it will just bounce through to the goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Martinez can pick it up and throw it out to Tyrone Mings. Mings will go back to the goalkeeper now. And now Ezri Konsa, who will carry it forward. Konsa will turn back. Go back to Matty Cash now. Now it's back to Martinez. He'll go out to the left side. Goes up towards Ollie Watkins. Who looked like he was being grappled from behind by Wesley Fofana, who was nice and tight in his tackle. Ball will come all the way back to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings will give it to Ezri Konsa. There is Emi Buendia, able to receive it. He's back to goal as he turns. He's brought down by Chalobah. Villa will quickly take it. Onana will try and force it forward, as he thought that Well, Morgan Rogers or Ollie Watkins were making the run forward, but we'll just run through to the goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen. Now it's Trevor Chalobah on the ball. Chalobah will give it to Yoel Hato. Now it goes out to the left side to Garnacho. Garnacho on the left flank fires it across, and that touch from Ezri Konsa could have gone absolutely anywhere, and it's gone out for a corner instead. It was Garnacho fired it across, and Konsa's touch takes it out for a corner, but that could have gone absolutely anywhere. So Chelsea will take the short corner. It comes to Gusto. Gusto will give it to Cole Palmer. Palmer will go to the right side. He'll now come back and give it to Reece James. Now it's Villa who can win it and break forward. Morgan Rogers, it's a 4-on-2 attack here for Villa. They're breaking forward. It's a pass into Watkins, and Ollie Watkins with the goal! Ollie Watkins puts Aston Villa in front now. And in a half of exhilarating football, it's Ollie Watkins who finds his 9th Premier League goal of the season. Liam Rosenior sits down in his chair, furious with how Chelsea have been done on the break. But Ollie Watkins, scintillating as him and Morgan Rogers were racing forward. There was plenty of options for Rogers to lay it off, but he has decided to give it to his England teammate Ollie Watkins, who may have gone a little bit too early. It will be checked. But as he's coming off that left flank, he's beaten Philip Jorgensen, sending it across goal. It's been checked for offside. It's so tight. Jarrod Gillett has just stopped play. I mean, you can see on the line on the pitch, for me, it looks like Watkins has gone a little bit too early. And that is going to deny us an absolutely fantastic goal here. It was a really good finish by Ollie Watkins, who got it on that left side, but they are checking for a possible offside, and it has been confirmed. The final decision, no goal. Chelsea get a reprieve, and 42 minutes into this game, it's back to Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 1. The semi-automated technology has confirmed that Ollie Watkins went a fraction too early, just ahead of Yoel Hato, and Liam Rosenior, who's gone from frustrated to relieved. And it's going to be a free kick, an indirect free kick, to be taken by Chelsea. And you could just feel the roof of the stadium take off there inside the ground as Ollie Watkins bailed down and goal. Excellent strike, and it just felt like that's what Villa deserved, but he's gone too early, and ultimately offside is offside. It's black or white. It's the correct call. So Chelsea with the delivery, and that will be comfortable for Emi Martinez to come and collect. He will quickly release it out to Ollie Watkins. He can take a neat little touchdown there. Rogers goes down. Jarrod Gillett says, come on, let's play on. Now it's with Enzo Fernandez, who's just bundled down from behind by Douglas Luiz. Enzo Fernandez stands up and applauds. Who's he applauding? He's not mocking the referee, is he? He's got to be careful if he is. Just caught offside. We can tell you that Newcastle United and Manchester United is just kicking off now at the 8:15 kickoff. What a selection of football you have got. I don't think there's a better game than this one. Champions League qualification on the line. So here's Chalobah. Chalobah will give it to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez on the edge of the box. Go out to the right side to Reece James. Now it's Gusto trying to come inside, but good touch taken by the Chelsea defender. Now it's Cole Palmer. Opportunity for Chelsea on the edge of the box. On the right flank now, but it's Mings with a crucial intervention to repel the attack there from Chelsea. It's going to be a corner here for the side in all black. So interesting to see what Chelsea do from a corner here, where Aston Villa are leaving so many bodies forward. And we are going into 8 minutes of additional time. If you've enjoyed the first 45, well, strap in. You've got 8 more minutes. And if you're a neutral, you're delighted with that. Delivery comes in, headed away by Onana. Now it's Douglas Luiz on the break for Villa, who have left 4 men forward. It comes to Leon Bailey now, but Yoel Hato with a crucial touch. Now it's Garnacho. Garnacho to Joao Pedro. Leon Bailey wins it, and Pedro catches him. And now it's inside to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings will give it to Morgan Rogers. Here is Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz will give it to Amadou Onana. Now it's Luiz on it, on the halfway line. Unai Emery and Liam Rossini maybe just asking their side to put the foot on the ball a little bit more and give their side a little bit of a breather in what's been a breathless first half. Leon Bailey to Emi Buendia. Gets it past Garnacho. Buendia will send it in behind, but it's Trevor Chalobah. Gets the touch. Now Enzo Fernandez. Give it to Yoel Hato. Hato inside to Moises Caicedo. Caicedo out to the right side. Now it's Reece James. Reece James is a little ball into Yoel Hato. Here is Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez will come back to Moises Caicedo. 1-2 with Reece James. Really enjoyed this action so far. I'm not sure if you could tell, but I've loved it. Because out to the right flank, going to be headed away by Ian Matson. So that Fulham and West Ham have gone in at a break. Goalless, still 0-0. Here is Moises Caicedo, who found Joao Pedro. Pedro will take a loose touch, and then Konsa will go back to Emi Martinez. Martinez, long ball up. James will chest it down to Wesley Fofana. Now Yoel Hato. Hato will give it to Alejandro Garnacho. Coming down the left flank. Opportunity to break. Find Yoel Hato inside the box now. He gets a shot away and fires it across goal. A couple of Chelsea players thought it took a nick off a Villa defender, but according to Jared Gillett, it hasn't. And Amadou Onana has stayed down on the ground, which will be a concern here to the Villa Park faithful. Just hit it a little bit too flat, did Yoel Hato there, coming in off the right flank inside the box. So Gary Oldman, Academy Award winning actor, is in the stands tonight watching on. He'll be loving what he is watching. So we can also tell you that Manchester City going 1-0 up against Nottingham Forest at the break, and Arsenal going 1-0 up against Brighton and Hove Albion. How good is it having a proper Premier League title race? Arsenal and Manchester City going for it. So that means that just this game and Newcastle United versus Manchester United are the games in action at the moment. So here is Moises Caicedo. He'll give it to Wesley Fofana. Here's Trevor Chalobah on the ball for Chelsea. He'll give it to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez to Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana on it. Just give it to Enzo Fernandez. And his first spell in the game, you've got to say that it's kind of had a little bit of a lull in just over the last couple of minutes. It's Garnacho. Garnacho on it. Chalobah goes back to the goalkeeper now. Philip Jorgensen. Jorgensen will just give it back into Chalobah. Now it's Chalobah on it. And he'll give it to Moises Caicedo. 1-2 with Enzo Fernandez. We tick into the 51st minute. He'll send it out to the left side. There is Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho down the left flank. Matty Cash is the closest to him. There's Fernandez on the edge of the box. Oh, great ball to Joao Pedro. And Chelsea are 2-1 up now. And he is absolutely loving life in front of goal at the moment, is Joao Pedro. And it's a great ball by Enzo Fernandez. Delicate in behind for Joao Pedro, who can dink it over Emi Martinez. And here in the 6th minute of additional time, it's Joao Pedro who has put Chelsea in front. Oh, it's going to be checked. That's tight between Joao Pedro and Amadou Onana. That is incredibly tight. It's the arm of Onana just playing Pedro on. It's going to be checked by the semi-automated technology. But this game, this first half has had absolutely everything. Fernandez just with a little ball through. And there was the 24-year-old Joao Pedro just to dink over the top for Philip Jorgensen. And now it's Liam Rosenior's turn to sit down and patiently look on. And the decision has been confirmed in the VAR room. So it's Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 2. And this could be a crucial result in the Champions League race. Clearly just onside there was Joao Pedro. And he has got his second goal of the game. Emi Martinez will launch it forward. It'll be booted away by Wesley Fofana. Cole Palmer will touch it. Marlo Gusto will go back to Reece James. Chelsea will just want to get into the half-time break now in front. They'll recognise that Aston Villa have had plenty of opportunities today. They need to manage the game. They need to keep hold of it just for the final couple of minutes. We're into the 8th minute of additional time, but I reckon we're going to go all the way into the 10th minute because of the amount of stoppages we've had in additional time. Oh, it is so tight. It's the toe of Tyrone Mings that is playing Joao Pedro on. And again, the semi-automated technology, it's black or white. It is offside or on. You can't really complain at it. It's come to the decision quickly. So there is Ian Matson. Matson goes back to Douglas Luiz. Now it's Tyrone Mings on the ball. Mings will go back to Martinez. He sends an awkward ball forward. And it's an awkward touch taken by Douglas Luiz, who's got to be careful not to foul Palmer. Now he's got it in the box. He's helped out by his mate, Ian Matson, who now goes down the left flank. And as Palmer tackles him, Palmer knocks it off Ian Matson. So into the 54th minute now. Here is Reece James. Inside to Moises Caicedo, all the way back to Yoel Hato. Hato comes to Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez coming off the left flank. Cleared away by Douglas Luiz. He'll just run through to the goalkeeper in all yellow, Philip Jorgensen. Now it's Trevor Chalobah on the ball. Chalobah will go all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. In this first half, Villa have had 4 shots. Chelsea have had 11. 4 on target for Villa, 5 on target for Chelsea. 55 minutes into the game now. Still we go on. It's Trevor Chalobah. Finds Alejandro Garnacho. Villa are going to go chasing. Moises Caicedo will go back to Reece James. And there, 55 minutes played. Boos from the home crowd. Half time. We've been entertained. It's Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 2. Esri Conta back to Emi Martinez. He'll give it to Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz on it. Tyrone Mings now. So there is a one change to tell you about, as we were just bringing you up to date with. Matty Cash has gone off with what we believe is an injury. He did go down with a little injury about 5 minutes before the half ended. So coming on for him is Lamar Bagode. Bagode is on, but we can just break away because Chelsea coming forward. It's Garnacho on the left side of the box. Garnacho cutting into his left foot, but eventually dealt well with by the substitute Bagode. There's Lamar Bagode, who's come through the youth system here as the Dutchman. Did have a loan spell out at Bristol Rovers. This is his 23rd appearance, made just the 7 starts, but it really was an exhilarating half of football, which we got 10 added minutes, hoping for more of the same. Here is Ian Matson. He goes down the left flank, and it's Marlo Gusto on that occasion who just catches him. And Jarrett Gillett gives the foul. Reece James just holding off the Chelsea players from complaining to the referee, and I think that's the correct call. So Philip Jorgensen just organising a wall down in front of him. Jarrett Gillett marking out a 10-yard wall. Morgan Rogers just holding the ball in his hands. This is just under his arm. He's in conversation with the goal scorer Douglas Luiz and Emi Buendia. The second half has got a big expectation to live up to. After a fantastic first half, Villa really had 4 shots in the first half, but all 4 were on target and all 4 were really good opportunities. So the referee blows his whistle. It's a 3-man wall for Chelsea. James, Fofana and Pedro stood in it. It's going to be Morgan Rogers with the strike, and I tell you what, that was not far off at all from dipping underneath the crossbar there. Decent strike by Morgan Rogers. Interesting that the Villa goalkeeper Emi Martinez looked like he was directing the wall. He was trying to tell the 3-man wall for Villa where to stand in terms of trying to block the Chelsea wall. It's a risky ball played by Jorgensen into Caicedo, but I think Caicedo deals well with it. Gives a thumbs up to his goalkeeper. Pedro with a loose touchdown there. And then it is just knocked out to play. And we can tell you about a massive goal in the Premier League title race at the Etihad. Morgan Gibbs-White has equalised for Nottingham Forest against Manchester City, and that is a massive goal in the title race. Pep Guardiola's side being stunned by Vitor Pereira's Nottingham Forest. All the other games are goalless, apart from Arsenal, who are winning 1-0 away against Brighton. So Newcastle Man United are playing right now, 33 minutes into the game. They're still goalless. It's Morgan Rogers with a back heel into the back of the net for Nottingham Forest. Back in play here. Here is Emi Martinez on the ball. Emi Martinez will just play it out to the left side to Ian Matson. There's Ian Matson on the ball. We'll give it back to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings to Douglas Luiz on the edge of the box. Douglas Luiz will come out to Amadou Onana. Tries to force it forward. Do wonder whether a poor run of form from Villa has coincided with the injury to Yuri Tielemans, who's been their best player this season, is their best player whenever he plays, really. Tielemans, an outstanding footballer. Really intelligent player. Do say wonder whether that has played a part. So ball comes all the way back to Yoral Hato. Hato on it. Just go to the left side. Goes in behind for Alejandro Garnacho now. It's Garnacho. Garnacho tries to cut in, and Lamar Bagode does well, and he knocks it back off Garnacho, and it'll go out for a goal kick. But it was good attacking incentive by Garnacho coming off that left flank. Held his line really well. But he showed really good pace, did Lamar Bago, to get back in and get a crucial tackle. Did really, really well. So here is Ian Matson on the ball. He'll go back to Tyrone Mings. He'll send the long ball forward. It's now with Joao Pedro. Pedro will send the long ball up, touched by Philip Jorgensen. Philip Jorgensen on it. He'll give it to Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana to Marlo Gusto. Gusto will come back to Fofana. Now with Reece James. Looks like they've switched. Reece James in a central position. Fofana out on the right side. Matson getting across. Good touch by him. Douglas Luiz will just head it forward for his team, but his header can just go all the way through to the goalkeeper. Philip Jorgensen, who will pick it up. Philip Jorgensen will just roll it out for Moises Caicedo. Caicedo will turn back and give it to Reece James. Now it's Enzo Fernandez on the ball. Fernandez out to the left flank on Nacho. Nice interchangeable play there. Joao Pedro back to goal, goes back to Fernandez. Referee will play an advantage as Pedro's down on the ground. Caicedo says we don't want the advantage. Let's stop it, and he can do that. They can agree to not take the advantage, which is what they've not done, so the referee will stop it. And they will just check on Joao Pedro now. Who's just stood on his toe, did Douglas Luiz. So it doesn't seem to be any serious concern here for Joao Pedro, but they can be a sore one. Douglas Luiz just standing on his toe, held back up onto his feet. Next midweek we do have round of 16 knockout fixtures in the Champions League. Some brilliant, brilliant games. Chelsea travel to Paris Saint-Germain. And also in the Europa League, Aston Villa travel to Lille, which will also be a big game. In the other Europa League game, it's Nottingham Forest against Midtjylland. So Emi Martinez gives it out to Ollie Watkins, who comes down this left flank. So Ollie Watkins, who will play it back to Ian Matson. This time Matson is caught. Villa can take the quick free kick. Amadou Onana dragged to the ground by Joao Pedro. And that time the referee is going to get his card out, and it's Joao Pedro who goes into the referee's notepad. So he is the first Chelsea player to be booked by Jared Gillett. He joins Matty Cash in the referee's notepad. Matty Cash, who went off at half time. So Joao Pedro, the only player on the pitch to have been booked. We can tell you Manchester City are back in front, and it's Rodri to put Man City 2-1 up away, home shall I say, against Nottingham Forest. That's a big result. Joao Pedro now coming forward for Chelsea. Joao Pedro will come back to the left side now with Cole Palmer. Delicate ball in behind for James. Pushed away by Martinez, but followed in by Cole Palmer. And Chelsea are 3-1 up now at Villa Park. And Cole Palmer runs away with his trademark celebration. And a goal down early on, but it's a massive turnaround for Chelsea. They did well getting down the byline, getting the cross in. And Emi Martinez just parries it back into the danger area. And Cole Palmer on the edge of the box just struck it low and hard to put Chelsea 3-1 up here at Villa Park in what is a huge game in the Champions League race. And it's Chelsea back. Now 2 goals in front. Cole Palmer. A low driven strike through Emi Martinez. And 55 minutes on the clock. It's Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 3. And it's a really good strike by Cole Palmer, hitting low and hard. Big celebration from his manager, Liam Rosenior. And Cole Palmer runs away with what is his 9th Premier League goal of the season. And now this is a tall task for Villa to turn it around. 3-1 down at home. There's also been another goal at Craven Cottage, the opening goal of the game there. It's Fulham 0, West Ham United 1. Crescencio Somerville has given the Hammers the lead at Craven Cottage. That is a huge goal in the relegation race. So as it stands, Nottingham Forest, who have just conceded against Manchester City, are dropping into the relegation zone. So we just told you it was Rodri who headed home for Manchester City, which means Forest are currently in the relegation zone. Still got a long way to go here. We've still got half an hour to go. But Aston Villa will be absolutely stunned because they took the lead, but now 3-1 down. Good ball into Morgan Rogers. He's been grappled with by Marlo Gusto. Rogers will continue coming. Rogers will ask for the foul, and then he'll boot the ball away in frustration. He'll pick up a yellow card. Will Morgan Rogers. Can't complain at that, Rogers, but he probably should have had a free kick. Jared Gillett looked like he was on the wrong side. And Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer made the way to Jared Gillett, and they're convinced that Morgan Rogers should pick up a red card here. They think he should get a yellow card for the foul and then yellow card for booting the ball away. That would be ridiculous. It's a yellow card for kicking the ball away. And Enzo Fernandez has picked up a yellow card for his protestations. And I think it was him for mocking the referee. He applauded the referee, which you just can't do. Liam Rossini said they had an emergency meeting about player discipline, and now there's an opportunity for Watkins. This could be a goal. He tries to take it round the goalkeeper, and he's tackled. What does he do? Now it's Chelsea coming forward with Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer gives it to Marlo Gusto. Poor ball across by Gusto, and it's easily into the hands of Martinez, who can quickly roll it out. Now it's Emi Buendia out to Leon Bailey. What an opportunity that was for Watkins. It was loosely given away on the edge of the box by Chelsea, by Alejandro Garnacho it was. Ollie Watkins was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's just got to lift it over the goalkeeper. He's tried to be clever. He's tried to take it round the goalkeeper, but he can't do that. When so many players, Chelsea players, were surrounding him from behind. And then he was tackled. And Villa had to do better in that moment there, because Ollie Watkins could have got a second goal of the game for Villa after having one chucked off earlier. He could have got Villa back into this game, but he tried to be clever and take it round Philip Jorgensen. He just needed to go by himself. Really disappointing, actually, by Ollie Watkins. So now out on the right side with Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey will give it to Bagard. Here is Bagard. Poor cross in by him. Can only hit it to Enzo Fernandez, who can clear it away. Consul will take the throw for Villa. He gives it to Amadou Onana. There's a really good intensity about this game. Feels like Chelsea struggling to just manage it now they're in front. Emi Buendia will come back to Douglas Luiz. Luiz goes out to the left flank to Leon Bailey. Bailey can run at Marlo Gusto. He crosses it in, well blocked by Marlo Gusto. Brilliant game of football we're watching here. Still got half an hour left, and despite Villa finding themselves 2 goals behind, they still feel like they're still in this game. It's going to be a corner to come in. Jorgensen's being held by Emi Buendia. Douglas Luiz is preparing to deliver, and before that corner can come in, there's a Chelsea man that's gone down. Marlo Gusto looks like he was just chucked down to the ground. So Jared Gillett's just going to slow it down. Looks like Morgan Rogers just dragged him down. Got to be careful, he's on a yellow card, Rogers. There is Douglas Luiz. Comes out to Maatsen. Maatsen with the delivery. Jorgensen with the catch. Poor delivery by Ian Maatsen. Now That is a brilliant throw by Jorgensen. Down the right side for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer can get there. He's been held by Ian Matson. Cole Palmer is asking why is that not a foul. Gets back up onto his feet. He'll give it Joao Pedro. Did really well to get out of that area as well. Really, really well. It comes inside to Reece James. James will give it to Gusto. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Villa are preparing a triple substitute. Unai Emery will feel that his side are hard done by to be so far behind in this game. Poor pass forward by Caicedo though, and then poor pass by Rodgers into Buendia. Just sloppy by Morgan Rodgers. Really, really sloppy. And then it's Buendia with the tackle on Enzo Fernandez. And now there's going to be a triple change. So Emi Buendia is coming off. It looks like pace is required because the former Manchester United man, the man on loan in fact from Manchester United, Jadon Sancho, is on. We're also going to see the goal scorer Douglas Luiz make his way off. He might be frustrated to come off considering he gave Villa the lead in the game. And also Leon Bailey, who got the assist for the opening goal, makes his way off. Coming on is Alisson, who we've just seen play 29 minutes of action. The teenager signed during the January transfer window from Brazilian side Grêmio in an 8.8 million deal, but Alisson just 19 years old. He is on. And we're also seeing the former Luton Town man Ross Barkley coming on. Ross Barkley, who has just joined from Luton Town in a 5 million deal a couple of seasons ago. He is on, so that is a triple change. Now it's Garnacho out on the left flank. We could tell you about a big moment in the game between Newcastle United and Manchester United. Jacob Ramsey has been sent off for Eddie Howe's sides, so Newcastle are down to 10 men, and Manchester United have now got a full half against the 10 men of Newcastle. But here is Garnacho in behind, he gives it Pedro, and Chelsea are 4-1 up. It's a hat-trick for Joao Pedro. 64 minutes on the clock, and what a night it has been for Chelsea. 4-1 up. It's a hat-trick for their Brazilian star man, Joao Pedro. And Villa loose on the ball when they're going forward, being punished by Chelsea here. And Joao Pedro more than happy to be the Grim Reaper for Unai Emery's side. And surely he has sealed all 3 points for the visitors here. Cole Palmer, no pressure on him. Tyrone Mings is playing Alejandro Garnacho on. Garnacho can get down the left flank, and then he'll just pull it back for Joao Pedro. And that is a hat-trick. And it's going to have to be some performance from another man to take the Man of the Match award from Joao Pedro. Garnacho just puts it on a silver platter for Joao Pedro. And it's the first Premier League hat-trick for the former Watford and Brighton and Hove Albion man, Joao Pedro. We could tell you that despite we just bringing you the news that Newcastle United have gone down to 10 men, well, they've just won themselves a penalty. Anthony Gordon being fouled by Bruno Fernandes. Peter Banks pointed to the spot. Now Newcastle United, despite being down to 10 men, have an opportunity from the spot. What an exciting evening of football we're watching here, and almost it feels like a shame that this game is kind of fallen away from Aston Villa because it's been such a good watch. But maybe it will just play out as a dead rubber now that Chelsea look like they're going to win it. That's a late challenge going in by Amadou Onana, just slicing through the Chelsea attacker Joao Pedro, but at 3-1, what an opportunity for for Ollie Watkins. But he tried to take it around Philip Jorgensen. He just needed to lift it over him, but he tried to be too clever. And really disappointing in the end from Ollie Watkins. So 67 minutes on the clock here. Malo Gusto will go all the way back to Philip Jorgensen. He'll just play a 1-2 with Reece James on the edge of the box. Gusto will force it forward up towards Joao Pedro. We can tell you that Newcastle United have taken the lead against Manchester United, and it's Anthony Gordon from the spot for the 10 men of Newcastle. Right before half-time, he has got a goal to put the Toon Army in the lead. Ball goes all the way back to Trevor Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah will give it to Reece James. Here is Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto all the way back to Wesley Fofana, who's under pressure from Watkins, and Watkins is late on Fofana. There's going to be a yellow card, and that is a foul out of frustration. It's stupid from Ollie Watkins. He joins Matty Cash and Morgan Rogers. It's a tackle out of frustration. He just went in off the ball, ran into Wesley Fofana. Really silly from Ollie Watkins, picking up a yellow card there. I won't be surprised to see Tammy Abraham come on and he get a little bit of a rollicking from his manager, because it's not been good enough on Watkins. Silly foul. So now it's Reece James inside to Enzo Fernandez. Back to James. Now with Moises Caicedo. Trevor Chalobah. Back to Yoral Hato. Hato to Alejandro Garnacho. Comes to Hato. Long ball over the top. Garnacho, is he onside? No, the assistant referee puts his flag up. Nacho will leave the ball, so Villa can take the free kick, an indirect free kick, of course, because it's an offside. Tell you what, the games with Arsenal and Forest are finally balanced, and just as I say that, Elliot Anderson is equalised for Nottingham Forest. So it's Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Who would have had that on the bingo card? Elliot Anderson equalising for Nottingham Forest. And that is a huge goal in the Premier League title race. The Arsenal supporters away at the Amex Stadium will be celebrating that goal, perhaps as much as the Nottingham Forest supporters. But Elliot Anderson is equalised for them. Here is Tyrone Mings on the ball. He'll give it to Rogers. Now Ross Barkley, he's loose on it. Now it's Moises Caicedo, inside to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez goes out to the left side. He finds Garnacho. He'll come all the way back to Yoral Hato. Now it's Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo will just bounce it back to Trevor Chalobah. There's Fernandez. To Chalobah. Chalobah will give it to the goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen. Now it's Moises Caicedo on the right side. Caicedo will give it to Alejandro Garnacho. There is Alejandro Garnacho. Goes all the way back to Trevor Chalobah. We can tell that Manchester United are back level in the game. And it's Casemiro who is equalised for United. So they're going to have an entire second half to play with against 10 men. Casemiro with the equaliser. Here's Cole Palmer coming down the right side. He's going to pull it across. Touched on the chest by Joao Pedro, and he attempts the overhead kick. But it disappointingly goes out wide of the goal. Well controlled by Joao Pedro. Overhead kick there. He sends it wide of the goal, but he does applaud the ball into him. So substitutes for Aston Villa. Man that just picked up the yellow card, Ollie Watkins, is off. Coming on for him is the former Aston Villa man. He's back with them after joining from Turkish side Besiktas. And he spent the first half of the season on loan with, and then Besiktas signed him and made profit within a day because Aston Villa paid 18 million for him. So Tammy Abraham, who has got one Premier League goal to his record, is on to the pitch now. Here is Jadon Sancho. Sancho in the Chelsea half. Gives it to Ian Maatsen. Loose touch taken by Maatsen. That's Cole Palmer. Will bounce it forward. Now it's Tyrone Mings. Mings will find Onana. Now Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley will give it away. Now Reece James. Tackle going in. Oh, I thought it was a good tackle by Bogard, but not according to the referee. Missing Yuri Tielemans, I think, or Aston Villa. I think he has been a really big miss for Aston Villa. So Malo Gusto is now down. Chelsea are actually yet to make a substitute in the game, which is interesting. We've got 17 minutes left. You would have thought that they probably would have made a change by now. It's Wesley Fofana who's also down. Joao Pedro has made his way over to the dugout to find out some instruction. An entertaining night of football we've seen here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4. The other scores as it stands at half time. It's the 10 men of Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 1. Fulham are a goal down at home against West Ham United. Arsenal are 1-0 up away against Brighton and Hove Albion. And Manchester City have been pegged back by Nottingham Forest 2-2 in that game. Of course, tomorrow, Tottenham Hotspur, who currently stand just 1 point above the relegation zone, face Crystal Palace in what could be a massive game for Spurs. And a lot of supporters are leaving early here. Aston Villa fans have had enough. Their side 4-1 down. They've been used to seeing that Villa Park is a little bit of a fortress this season. And during Unai Emery's spell, but they've certainly seen enough and they've headed for the tunnel. And the Chelsea supporters sing, "Is this a fire drill?" 4-1 to Chelsea. We're going to see some substitutes here. So Malo Gusto is going to make his way off the pitch. Malo Gusto gets high fives from the Chelsea backroom staff. A little bit of a concern about him. Not going to take any risks. So good performance by Malo Gusto today out at fullback. Wesley Fofana has made his way off the pitch, but he's going to come back on. So it's just the one change. Malo Gusto has gone off, and coming on for him is Romeo Lavia. So we made the one start this season, 5 appearances in the Premier League. This is his 6th. He signed a couple of seasons ago from Southampton in a huge 54 million deal, did Romeo Lavia. The Belgian is on the pitch now. So Reece James will go and play at right fullback. And Lavia will go and play in midfield with Caicedo. Just feel like a shame that Chelsea scored those goals because this was a real barn burner of a tie. But now with the score at 4-1, it just feels a little bit like a dead rubber. The confidence has been well and truly struck out of Aston Villa. Manchester City searching for a goal in their game against Nottingham Forest. It's going to be a goal kick to be taken by Philip Jorgensen, who's done well coming in. It was a big call by Liam Rosenior to replace him after not the greatest of performances by Robert Sanchez. In this second half, Chelsea have had 3 shots. Villa just the 1, 2 on target for Chelsea. And let's see them score the 2 goals. It has been a brilliant performance by Joao Pedro. Now it's Sancho on the ball on this left side. He's going to play it back inside. That's on by Reece James. Going to be cleared only to Ross Barkley on the edge of the box. Here's Barkley. We'll come back to Tyrone Mings. Ezri Konsa on the ball. Konsa out to the right side to Amadou Onana. There is Morgan Rogers. Rogers to Onana. Onana all the way back to Ezri Konsa. And 2 between him and Bogard. Rogers to Buendia. Rogers gives it to Lamar Bogard. He plays it inside, gives it away. Joao Pedro can maybe come forward now. He sends it on, but can only send it on to Morgan Rogers. Rogers to Barkley. Tyrone Mings, 1-2 with Ross Barkley. A lull now in this second half. So it feels like Chelsea are just happy to sit off the ball. They're going, come on then Villa, show us what you've got. Giving them the ball. Here is Rogers on the right flank. Poor touch taken by him. Garnacho. Garnacho goes back to Trevor Chalobah. Boot it away. There's Konsa. Konsa will carry it forward as it stands. Villa 4th in the league. Chelsea up to 5th. 3 points between them as it stands. Liverpool will drop down to 6th. Brentford in 7th spot. So out to the left flank with Ollie Watkins. Jadon Sancho for Aston Villa. Sancho, lovely dink towards Onana, can head it cross goal, and Trevor Chalobah has to turn behind. He was under a little bit of pressure from behind there, was Trevor Chalobah. Amadou Onana did really well just to head it back across goal. And Chalobah was under a little bit of pressure, had to put it over his bar. So some substitutes now for Chelsea, making their way off the pitch is Wesley Fofana, who's they don't want to risk him, so they are going to bring on the former Fulham man Tosin Adarabioyo to replace him. We're also going to see Enzo Fernandez, who's on a yellow card, so Liam Rossini will be looking to protect him. And coming on for him is Marc Cucurella, who's returned after a spell out on the sidelines. So we'll just try and see what that means for Chelsea's defensive shape. As Cucurella, the left fullback, comes on for the midfielder Enzo Fernandez. So corner that comes in, headed away by Yoel Hato. Into the 80th minute now. All the way back to Lamar Bogard. Bogard will come back to Onana. Now it's Ross Barkley on the ball. Barkley can spin and turn and come forward. Plenty of space for him. Barkley, great ball for Alisson. Oh, and it's a real good touch by Yoel Hato. Just got there ahead of Alisson, who was lightning quick in behind. But the former Ajax man, Yoel Hato, did really well. Last-ditch challenge by him. Because it looked like Alisson was just going to hit that. He did really, really well, did Hato. So ball comes back to Philip Jorgensen, who will launch it long. Comes to Cole Palmer. Palmer will head it back. Aston Villa had just 31% of the ball in the first half, but have had 51% in the second half. Chelsea have been happy to sit off now they're in front. It's been a little bit of a difference. This is the 25th appearance of the season for Marc Cucurella, former Brighton man, who joined them for £56 million at the Spaniard. Now ball out to the left flank. Here is Marc Cucurella. Cucurella's going to get there. He'll play it across for Garnacho. And it's Emi Martinez with the save this time. But that should have been a fifth for Chelsea. Breaking forward. This has been a really disappointing second half performance. It may have had to be checked by VAR, although looks like Marc Cucurella may have been all right. He pulled it back for Garnacho and he should have done better in truth. But the 33-year-old goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, did well just to spread himself and get one of his legs on the ball to clear it away. Now it's coming forward with Jadon Sancho, but Reece James is across. That's good defending by Reece James. All the way back to Philip Jorgensen. Marc Cucurella back to Yoel Hato. There is Tosin Adarabioyo. Now it's the goalkeeper. And oh, Jorgensen, he's taking a risk there, a real risk. Eventually the ball will be cleared away, and Ezri Konsa can go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez will give it to Ezri Konsa. Out on the left flank now. Ian Matson stepping forward with it. There is Ross Barkley in a central area. Now Sancho will give it to Rodgers on the edge of the box. He can spin, turn, get his shot away. It's booted away. Back to Ross Barkley. It's the youngest squad in the Premier League. It's this Chelsea team. Jadon Sancho on this left flank. To Barkley. Barkley with the strike. Controlled by Rodgers. Cleared away. And Trevor Chalobah. And now it's Jadon Sancho. Great ball into Rodgers. Rodgers will fire it across and Trevor Chalobah will boot it away. It's going to be a throw for Villa. And the referee's just going to halt play. And it's going to be a standing ovation for who is surely the man of the match today. Number 20, a hat-trick hero, Joao Pedro. What a performance. 5 attempts, 4 on target, 1 assist and 3 goals. So an assist and 3 goals to his record. A brilliant performance by Joao Pedro. Standing ovation as he makes his way off the pitch. And coming on for him is the man who signed this summer from Ipswich Town in a £31 million deal, Liam Delap. And we're also going to see Cole Palmer, who may have not got the goals today, but a really good performance by Cole Palmer. And coming on for him is the former Strasbourg and Vasco da Gama man, André Santos, the Brazilian, just 21 years of age, on for his 22nd appearance. Made just 10 starts this season. Santos on for Cole Palmer. So now, here it is with Alisson. Alisson will give it to Ross Barkley. Barkley will go out to the left flank to Sancho. Sancho will deliver it in. It's going to be headed away. Has it come off the hand of Barkley? Play will carry on. It's with Jadon Sancho now. Sancho will give it to Ezri Konsa. Now out on the right flank. Delivery comes in. It's again headed away by Tosin Adarabioyo on that occasion. Now they're competing for it right on the byline. It's going to be a throw. Now on that far side. Unai Emery looks concerned looking down there. His side have been on a poor run since the turn of the year. Really disappointing from Unai Emery. A difficult evening for his team. It's also a difficult evening for Manchester City, who are going to fall behind Arsenal in the Premier League title race as it stands, as they are still level with Nottingham Forest. It's 2-2 in that game. So it's with Marc Cucurella. He'll send it down the line. Marc Cucurella play it forward. Unai Emery watching on, chewing his gum furiously. That's Tyrone Mings who'll come forward. There is Tyrone Mings on it. Tyrone Mings will give it to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho on the left flank. Comes to Tyrone Mings. Nearly a half-empty Aston Villa ground here. Maatsen crosses it in. That'll be comfortable for Philip Jorgensen to come and collect. Good, strong goalkeeping by him. Really good. Does really well. Still carrying on in this game. Marc Cucurella goes down the left flank now. Cucurella will just go back to Tosin Adarabioyo. Real lull in the game now. Now it's with Philip Jorgensen. He'll give it to Andre Santos. Santos will go to Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah will go back to Philip Jorgensen. Villa are happy not to press here. Moises Caicedo comes out to the right side. Finds Chalobah. Chalobah will send it forward. It's Ian Maatsen who takes a touch and is tackled by Andre Santos, who's across. Defended by Andre Santos. There's James picking up the ball to take the throw for Chelsea. So many empty seats. It's something we haven't really seen since Unai Emery took over. There's Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia will go back to Tyrone Mings. Inside, back to Emi Martinez now. Martinez, short pass into Amadou Onana. Amadou Onana will send it out to the left side. It's going to be throw to be taken. And they will come all the way back to Tyrone Mings. Here is Amadou Onana. Gives it to Ross Barkley. Barkley out to Ian Maatsen now. Ian Maatsen to Jadon Sancho. Sancho thought about the early delivery. Come back to Ian Maatsen. Barkley, delivery into Onana. Hits the crossbar. That was the opportunity perhaps just for a consolation goal. But Amadou Onana hitting the crossbar. It was a delicious ball across by Ross Barkley. Really well weighted ball. Onana just hitting the crossbar. Probably should have ended up in the back of the net there. Probably should have done better. Just got caught a little bit underneath the ball. With the Belgium. Goal kick to be taken by Philip Jorgensen. The man of the match has to be Joao Pedro tonight. What a performance from him. 3 goals and an assist. Been involved in every goal as Joao Pedro. Brilliant performance by him. Here is Ross Barkley. Barkley gives it to Jadon Sancho. Sancho goes down the left flank now. Reece James with a good tackle. It'll run through to Philip Jorgensen, who can take his time in picking up the ball. He'll be followed by Tammy Abraham. And Abraham actually takes the ball off Philip Jorgensen. Jorgensen will roll around on the ground, but it's his own fault for messing around with the ball. Tammy Abraham tackled him. Got to the ball. Took his time, the Philip Jorgensen, in picking it up, and he really should have done better in that position. Tell you what, somehow City have not taken the lead right at the end of the game. Forest have cleared it on the line in the 99th minute to steal a point of Nottingham Forest from Man City. So City will fall 7 points behind Arsenal. Arsenal win 1-0. away against Brighton. And Manchester City draw 2-2 with Nottingham Forest, which means they fall 7 points behind Arsenal, and that will allow the Arsenal supporters to travel like they've just won the league title in the away end at the Amex Stadium. A massive win for the Gunners. Massive win for West Ham United, who've gone to Craven Cottage to win 1-0. Means they are level with Nottingham Forest on 28 points after they got a point. Means Tottenham Hotspur are in the precarious position of 29 points. So just this game here at Villa Park, which is into 6 added minutes, shall I say. It's Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4. The other game is 50 minutes into that one. It's Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 1. But a huge result for Nottingham Forest tonight. And as I say, they cleared it off the line in the last kick of the game by Murillo. Yoel Hato will go out to the left side to Mark Cucurella. Cucurella will go back to Hato. Comes across to Trevor Chalobah. There's Trevor Chalobah on it. Chalobah will send it across. It's Andre Santos to Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo will go out to the left side to Yoel Hato. Hato will go back to Trevor Chalobah. And there is Philip Jorgensen, who's getting a negative reception from the home supporters here. Point that is for Forest. What a win for Arsenal. What a win for West Ham. What a night of football. Remember, you can go and follow the Newcastle Man United game once this one finishes in around about 2.5 minutes. Hato can send it down the left side, but be caught by Liam Rossigna. Now it's back with Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings on the ball. Goes back to the goalkeeper now, Emi Martinez. Martinez to Amadou Onana. That's Ian Matson. Matson will give it to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho will play it inside now to Morgan Rogers. He'll go back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Rogers. He'll carry it forward. It's Rogers to Amadou Onana. Onana into Jadon Sancho. And it's Trevor Chalobah with the tackle from behind. It's caught from behind, so it'll be a free kick for Aston Villa. So it's going to be a free kick for Aston Villa. Just come out to this left side. Rogers. Rogers back to Ross Barkley. Barkley on it for Aston Villa to Tammy Abraham. Play it back to the former Luton Town man. It's Barkley on it. We'll come inside to Amadou Onana. There's Onana on it. Garnacho, who's making a run forward, goes out to the left flank. Opportunity for them breaking forward. It's Liam Delap on the right side, just tries to get there. It's Andre Santos who's in the box. But Ian Matson across, and then Liam Delap catches him. A little bit of frustration from the former Ipswich man. A couple of people down there asking for perhaps a penalty. Referee ignoring any protests. So here is Ezri Konsa carrying it forward. Now it's Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings on it. It's Ezri Konsa.